Well, I'm the Spahn ranch worker, and it fits me to a T. I'm the Spahn ranch worker, and it fits me to a T. If you want some family conversation, come on and smoke a bowl with me. Take a tour with me now down the Santa Susana Pass. I got lots of family knowledge and I'm stoned off my ass. I'm the Spahn ranch worker and it fits me to a T. If you want some family conversation, come on and smoke a bowl with me. Stoner Van Houten.
All right, baby, now hold this for a second. Just pour that out. It's kind of gross.
In your head, you know.
Awesome. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
This is Stoner.
My name is Stoner.
Hi, I'm Ava.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. It's an absolute pleasure to meet you. This is great. This is great.
This is her husband, Roland.
Nice to
How
meet
you
you.
doing, Bruce?
Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you.
My sister-in-law, Veronica. My brother, Wally.
Nice. Nice to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
They're taking the kids to the other grandma's house.
Well, cool. All right. Wow, this is actually kind of amazing. So why don't we get over here in the shade and get you at least over here. And what we'll do...
I don't want to be like Grandpa.
Hey, if you want to show the shoes, you got your flip-flops on.
Yeah, we're not going to be... She's not going to be going on a hike. We're just...
I did.
not with flip-flops on.
No, she has shoes.
Oh, she does?
Dennis.
I have to put on shoes.
No, I don't. Do you plan on actually walking today or no? Or we... I didn't know if you, how long you were staying or...
I'm thinking about walking up there.
Because it's not that hard to get... But you can... Yeah, if you're going to walk down to...
Is she gonna?
I don't bring in all the shoes.
That'd be a little tricky.
You want to stay back with me?
Yeah, I do.
Here, put this on my foot.
I just had total knee replacements. So
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's...
I'll
Yeah.
stay back.
For that, yeah.
That's going to be really warm.
Well, she ain't gonna have to wear
I don't have to wear it.
Okay, so what we're planning on doing right now is having... What we're going to do is we're going to have a Q&A right now just up here with the members of the Spahn family. And we're going to... If you have some questions you want to ask them, I'd like them first just to lay down the foundation of who they are and how you're related and all this kind of stuff. That gives everybody an idea of how we got to this point. That would be great. Once we do all that, I'm not sure... We're not exactly going to do like a hike like I'm normally used to. I know a lot of you have been on my tours before. This isn't going to be one of the regular tours that I normally do. We're just basically doing a Q&A. Today is the day to rectify the situation that's been done here. The Spahn family would like their name to be changed from history. We want to rewrite history today. And by that, I mean hearing their stories about George Spahn for the last 48 years with books like Helter Skelter and stuff like that. The Spahn name has been tarnished. It has been. And people think, George was this dirty old guy who had sex with dirty old hippies and all this kind of stuff. And we're here today to tell you that he was actually a wonderful person, a great businessman, a wonderful father, and a great husband. And that's what we're going to learn today, and by the family themselves, because for the last 48 years, you have been lied to. And that is a fact. Wikipedia even has George Spahn's, it's wrong. A lot of the stuff on there, they got some things right. Yeah, he bought the ranch and stuff. Yeah, again, he was friends with William Hart. Yeah, they get some of the information right. But then there's just some things on there that are wrong. And that's what the family, what I'd like to hear their story and get them disassociated away from the Manson family. Just because the Manson family happened to spend, 9 months here, 8 months here, I don't think really that has to tarnish everything that they had done as a family and tarnish their name. I feel that they have no need to be embarrassed at all with the last name Spahn. Not at all, but apparently through time it has affected them, and that's what we're going to know today. And the first question I just want to ask you guys is first, for everyone here, explain who you are, how you're related, and stuff like that, just so we get an idea. And how many members of the Spahn family are actually here right now?
My name is Ava. I am the granddaughter of George. My mother is Nancy. My brother is Chad, same mother, Nancy. My brother Dennis, same mother, Nancy.
Oh, nice.
Nancy was the daughter of George Spahn.
Oh, Nancy was George's daughter. Oh, nice.
One of.
How many, Ava?
12.
12, I thought.
One of them. Wow.
Can you remember all their names?
Most of them. You'd have to give me time to remember.
So what would be a typical day for you, Chad, as a kid coming to the ranch? In 69, you were about 10, 11 years old, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. So,
At that age.
and what were you doing? Were you coming here apparently just to check on your grandpa, to see how he's doing, being taken care of? And
Well, that
Or just to
wasn't
mess-
my main concern. I was a little kid. I was out here just goofing off.
who would bring you out here?
My dad would bring me down here, and Mom and Dad was separated. And on his visitation days, he'd bring me out here and hang out with my grandpa. And I'd just roam around the stables and look in the saloons and the old stores and play on the hay bales and run from a goat that would chase me every time I'd come down here and stuff, and seen different people. Hung out with Ruby Pearl. She'd show me around, throw me up on the horse or something other every now and then. Remember one time we went and got a three-eyed bull. I don't know if anybody's heard the story, but it's true. And I wanted to ride in the back in the big truck that you've seen in all the pictures. It's got Spahn Ranch movies on it. And so my grandpa said, let him go back there, let him go back there. And so my dad finally allowed it, and I'd go back there, and there's a bunch of other guys in there, and they set me up on the cab of the truck, make sure I was safe and sound. But it is the truth about the three-eyed bull. Some people said they had 4 horns. I don't remember that.
And his name was Elmer, wasn't it?
Yep, Elmer.
I think he did have 4 horns. I think the article said 4-horn, 3-eyed bull.
I remember the 3 eyes. He could have had 2 more, sticking out somewhere. So that was a lot of years ago, and it's just hard to, recollect. And that's another reason why I want to come here. Maybe something will snap back in my head. What actually I did and can remember. I know there ain't nothing there. Piece of dirt and some rocks, but you never know.
So tell us a little bit about George. What kind of a businessman was he like?
Ava probably knows more about it than I do. She's older and raised
I can only tell you stories my mother told me, because when I got to know him, it was a little later in life. But she said that he was a really great businessman, very generous, almost to a fault. You could ask him for money and he'd just hand it to you, but he expected an honest day's work for an honest day's pay.
Nice.
That's something my mother always used to tell me.
Wow. And he was friends with William Hart, right?
Yes, that's what I'm to understand from my mother. And in fact, I found that out when I went to the William S. Hart Museum there in Newhall. My mother took me, and she was telling me about, actually they had a lot of friends in the movie industry.
Really? Did he have a collection of stuff? Did he collect like movie memorabilia? I'm just curious. At all? Do you know that? I mean, I know he was into, he knew a lot of stars and stuff. Just kind of curious if he.
Right, and from my understanding, there was some. The house there on Varna, there was a lot of memorabilia, so I'm assuming it came from a combination of both homes. The ranch here and the house on Varna. And to my understanding, how they came upon the ranch is when they had the stables there in the valley, the state came and bought it. This is what I've been told. And so, for the freeway, and he bought the ranch, and she bought the house there in North Hollywood. That's how that came about.
This is our grandmother she's talking
Yes.
about.
Right.
George's wife.
George's wife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Martha.
Martha, right. So how, I'm just kind of curious, did he spend most of his time living on the ranch? Since you had 2 homes, was he living,
Yes, he lived here. She lived in, my grandmother lived in the valley.
was there a particular reason for that? I mean, did he just like it better, or did he like the horses, or what?
Make it as you will.
So what do you know about Ruby Pearl? Have you ever heard stories of her
Yes.
about the ranch, or anything good, positive, negative, or what?
You know they had
So-
to clean.
Of course I did.
Oh, okay. Well, I found out this the other day.
Well, I knew about it.
Okay. Well, I was curious and I had to ask.
I know that her and my mother didn't get along.
Oh, heard him.
They had a
I
couple of
bet.
issues.
I bet.
And that's because the possible hanky-panky going on.
That amongst other things.
Oh, wow. What about stories about, like, Shorty Shea or Randy Starr? Anything like that? Any of the stuntmen that worked there?
Shorty, just about this stuff,
Right.
being a ranch hand, a good friend to the family, but the other, no.
Oh, Randy Starr, no? Oh, interesting. Wow. So, everybody out here, I don't suppose anybody here may have a question they might want to ask or anything like that, or if there's anything else that you can... Oh, actually, I got a couple of questions still. So,
Of course.
going back to... Okay, so I understand we're trying to get your name back there, and the Manson family happened to stay at the facility here for nine months or so, and it put a tarnish on your guys' name. I'm just kind of curious of how you feel about the book, Helter Skelter. How do you feel about the Manson family today?
Which one wants to answer?
I may tell the truth.
I feel.
Yeah, tell the truth.
I feel this way.
Tell me how you feel.
I don't have anything personally against them as far as my grandfather, because to my understanding they took very good care of him. They were there for him. That's how I feel about that part of that aspect. The other, well, it's,
It is what it is.
yep, that's it.
That's me too, I mean, I ain't got nothing against him. I seen him at an early age, three ladies there, and I knew something wasn't right. Three ladies there, young girls, and my grandpa, but I didn't think nothing. I was a kid,
My mother did tell me that the girls would, help cook with the cooking and the cleaning, what have you.
Right. And you, Dennis, how do you feel about the Manson family?
As I later in life heard of the situation, I got adopted long ago and remember only being at the ranch once as a young boy. Our mother, Nancy, took me to the ranch, and my feet couldn't reach the pedals on my tricycle, so she put blocks on my pedals, and I remember going around in the dirt there on my tricycle, but after that I don't remember much. Although I have a small memory, it seemed to me like I was walking through the ranch and there were stunt men. There was 5 or 6 stunt men sitting on a rock or sitting on a bench, something in that neighborhood. And I remember going by and waving at them, and they all waved at me. That's small, that big of a memory.
Right.
And actually, I didn't know that I had a brother and a sister until the year 2011, when my adopted folks passed away. I was able to reconstruct my adoption, and so come to find out I have these two, and since then we have bonded. And as far as me and Manson, I have no regrets or no ill feelings. I wish he hadn't done what he done. We all wish that, but the theme here is we want to reconstruct, resurrect a better feeling of our grandfather versus him being tied into Mr. Manson.
Right. Wow.
So,
Right. If there was one thing that you could just tell the world about George that we don't know, something like right now, you could just look in this camera and just, what would you want us to know that we, about him that we don't know? What's the one thing we want to tell the world?
More about him than we do.
Well, but the thing is, you have to understand, everybody here, we've only read the internet and books and the media, and come on, not everybody here believes the media and books and stuff, and we're just, we, it's all right, so, you know, it's just tough for us because we're just, you know, we only have the media, we only have, you know, stories and stuff like that. You actually personally know him.
One thing I can tell you is he hated cigarette smoke. With a passion.
Really? He didn't smoke cigarettes?
No.
At all?
When my mother and I were go visit him, and we'd smell like smoke, obviously. Is somebody smoking? That'd be us. Yeah, he hated cigarette smoke.
Wow.
Like the type who didn't have a temper, it seemed like he'd be a real big-hearted guy. But
Fantastic.
you could tell,
Yeah.
like even after all this happened, he still let the girls stay on and didn't judge him or anything. It's the same way.
Yeah, I like what you said.
Like my mother said, very generous,
It's
almost
just the
to a
country
fault.
way, you know. If you look at people like that, you're like,
Hey, but do you know how he come from Philadelphia? Is that where he was from? And got here? That's another story that I'm trying to figure out.
No, I don't know the reasoning behind it at all. Nobody ever brought it to me.
But Grandma, she was here. Was she in California, native?
Chad, I really couldn't tell you that one because I don't know.
Let's see, there's a lot of shit I know.
Well, seems to me Mom told me the story, but you know, so many years have gone by, I forget a lot of that stuff.
I know he liked his animals. I mean, I heard it from the horse's mouth. He was so smart with people and animals that when they come to rent a horse to ride, Pearl would go ask my grandfather, which horse fits this man, which horse fits this child, and stuff like that. And being blind still, just feel the people out and know what horse would fit that person to ride that day. That's how intelligent he was. Like a horse whisperer, I guess you could say. You know? And all the animals he had and he loved, and gave them all human names, just about, you know.
And Mom once told me that everybody just loved him. He was just that, he had that aura about him that people just really liked him.
hey, but after the ranch burned down, who took care of George? Where'd he go?
He went to live at the house there in North Hollywood, and my grandmother and my mother's, one of my mother's older sisters took care of him.
I remember seeing him in his dying bed. That was my last visit of him. And he was in a hospital bed there at the house, in his room.
And so it's kind of funny, but what you see here with the crisp white shirt, the tie, the hat, till his dying day.
That's all he wore, really?
Yes.
The funny part is everyone's, okay, I understand he was blind, but there's just a great picture on the internet of him adjusting his tie in a mirror. And if you've ever seen it, I don't know if you've ever seen it, it's a funny picture because everyone's like, well, he's blind, but you can clearly see he's in the mirror and he's adjusting his tie. And I'm like, so he wasn't like literally blind, right? But if you were like 12 inches or less to him, you could...
Someone asked me, how did he become blind? Do you know?
I haven't. I wouldn't have thought to ever ask that question, Chad.
Well,
I mean,
I get a lot of questions, you know.
I mean,
I'm a lot of
I've only
friends
known that
on
him as
Facebook with these people and stuff, and
I've
I'm
only
meeting
known him
more
as
and
a
more.
blind man.
Oh, you've only known him as a blind man,
Yeah.
really? Oh. So it could have just been a condition just over the years, his age or something like that. Just, you know, who knows?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, who
I
knows?
would have to I'd have to find out about that.
Wow. Well, anyone here got anything they want to add? This is the time. You know what I mean? It's a lot different than what we're used to because we've never really discussed the Spahn family before. Most of my tours, I'm spending it talking about Manson family. So this is just really phenomenal just to understand this. But everything that you want your grandpa to be is everything we already knew he was. We knew he was a great man, but this is a small group of people. We're trying to get the message out to the world about this person. And I think we did a great job today. And, thank you so much. If there's anything else you could just let us know about George right now, this is it. Besides him being a great businessman and a great father and a great friend, I mean, well, real quickly, I know you were only 10 or 11 years old, and I know you said you saw 3 of the girls, and real quickly, one of them was a redhead, and we all know who that was. What did you think about that? You didn't know that.
Yeah, right, like I
Did you ever wonder why these girls are there? Like, why are you living here?
What I said earlier.
Yeah, like, why are they living here?
Something strange about this. Are that his kids, or is it, you know?
Did you ever think to ask them, like, why are you living with my grandpa? Why are you here? Do you remember?
I wouldn't.
Or did you just think, like, all right, whatever, Grandpa's got a couple?
That's right. You know, it didn't bother me, but it crossed my mind. What's these young girls doing here? And like I said, I seen them, and Stoner's got the picture, and it's got where the girls were standing behind the bar there, and I was sitting over here with my grandpa. Looked up on the ceiling, it's black. I said, something ain't right about this. Why's it got a black ceiling? And I kept staring at it, and someone got up and jumped real quick like that right there, and it just it scattered. It was flies. It covered the whole ceiling.
Oh.
It was.
Well, yeah, a lot of horses on the ranch, man. Hey, also, real quickly, explain the butter churner.
Oh, well,
The butter, yeah.
Yeah, there was objects.
Calm down, dude.
He had a bunch of stuff in his house, and the last time I was there, that he said, Chad, if you care for something out of here, you know, you keep it and take it with you. And I just happened to grab up that, and then I donated
Park for the rest.
Stoner there, and now it's in the museum with the rest of the stuff that he.
Yeah, it's actually really nice. It was George Spahn's butter churner. And it's funny because he says, I have something for you in the car. And the next thing, I wasn't expecting this. I was a little something, whatever. And he comes in with this giant butter churner. And it's actually really nice. And it fits the decor perfectly in the Spahn Ranch Museum. And so it's actually really nice. And hopefully maybe Thomas can come up with a photo of it, which would be great. Wow, this is
your museum a Spahn Ranch Museum, or is it
It's-
Manson Museum?
it's both.
Spahn Ranch, Ava.
Well, yeah, it's both. I'm not gonna lie, it's both. It's Spahn Ranch, meaning the relics that I have and the stuff that I have is from the ranch, and it's wow. I mean, ask Kelly. It's really phenomenal, the stuff that I have. It could probably bring back some memories that he's talking about. And then yes, I throw in the photos of Manson and the family. It's kind of like, for me, it's a little bit of everything because I deal in both of them. This is the first time I've ever given a tour here where I'm specifically focusing just on the Spahn family. I mean, really, but every time I ever give a tour, I've always said, you know, the positive of Spahn and the family and stuff like that. So I've always thrown that in there. And everyone here, and people here have taken my tours multiple times, they know that we all know that George wasn't what Wikipedia says he is. He wasn't this dirty old pervert weirdo. He was a very kind man. We've talked to people that actually know him and have said the same thing. They've all said exactly what you said. Just a good businessman, a good person, strong, firm. He knew what he was doing. You know, he might have been blind, but man, that didn't keep him from doing what he needed to do. You know, so we all know we've heard positive stuff, and that's exactly what I'm just trying to keep going here. Is just the positiveness and everything.
The ranch, the first thing you see.
What?
When you put up the ranch on, when you pull it up on the internet, what is the first thing you see?
Oh, like so if I type in Spahn Ranch?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I think you see a picture.
No, Manson.
No, you see Manson. Yeah. It's all tied in, right? Yeah. And unfortunately, that's just something that, look, your name is going to be tied to that forever for history. And you're in the history books. I mean, Los Angeles' biggest case ever, and so I mean, I understand that part. You don't want to be tied to it, but unfortunately, you know, the Spahn family will. But with stuff like this, what we're doing today, at least people know. Okay, look, yes, they were tied to it, but we weren't a part of this. We were a separate, you know, family, and yes, he may have been taken advantage of by these people, and they came and stayed with them, and it is what it is, and you know, but unfortunately, you know, I think what we're doing today is just positive and excellent, and this is wonderful, and thank you so much for coming out and taking the time and everything, and I hope we could do this again, you know, because I think the more we kind of get this out there, we'll just change the perceptions of people's minds. You know, they just have to keep. I'm very repetitive in my videos, and people are like, why do you keep saying the same thing over? And I'm like, well, things need to be said because I think people aren't paying attention. So, and that's really the message that we're going to get out to you today. So thank you so much for really coming out. Thanks. That was awesome. Thanks.
If it wasn't for Stoner, my ass wouldn't be here today. I mean, that's the God's truth, you know. Y'all guys following Stoner and following me. Just really grateful having friends like you people, and I hope I gather more and stuff. And I'm going to try to be here the 50th anniversary, which is next year.
2019.
2019. Okay, so like like Stoner said, after that, it might just fade away and won't be no more, you know.
Well, right. I think it'd be good for you to represent the Spahn family, because obviously at that, for the 50th, you know, everything else will be representing Manson and the Manson family, the 50th of that. So yes, you guys should come and say, hey, you know what? It's 50 years on us too. You know, and it's just, I mean, it's just, I can't, just saying that to me is incredible. I can't believe 50 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
It doesn't seem that long, does it?
it doesn't. It's weird, you know. To me, I mean, like, man, it's been 50 years, maybe, you know, maybe to some of the others, but wow, I just think that what we're doing today is just positive. I hope we're doing good. I hope with the message.
That was my intention, Stoner. And
I hope the message got across what you guys want. I really think it does. And just staring at Dennis with that shirt on is just really awesome. Yeah, we had him put the we had
really?
yeah, we had hat and glasses on him. He looked exactly like him.
There's George coming up the road.
All right, so now what we'd like to do, we're going to go down and check out the ranch a little bit. We're not going to go like to the back. Maybe later, if some of you want, I could take you to the back house, but it's going to get really super hot here really quick. It's already getting hot. So we're just going to kind of walk around, do our little thing, smoke some weed, and just relax. And that's really about it. So if you want to, as far as like going to the way back, we're not going to be doing that. That will just kill us. And also, we were here yesterday, just letting you know, the rattlesnakes are on fire today. They're out in force, but we'll be making enough noise to where, trust me, but you'll definitely hear them. Other than that, though, let's make sure you have plenty of water and a lighter, because mine's running low.